Hi.
Hi everyone, Miranda here. So today I have two books to review that I got given by publishing companies to do. Yay! The first book I'm reviewing is this book, The Sacred Lies of Minnow Bly by Stephanie Oakes. And I was given this book by Tash. Tash has connections to the publishing house HarperCollins YA. Apparently said, oh, when Miranda does the review, she will tell you that she's done the review.
So I'm doing the review.
Oh my god, this book is amazing. This is not the cover to the book, this is just the cover. It was like given because it's like, this is the unedited reading copy. I'll put the official cover here since this book is out now and I can talk about it. Absolutely loved this book. It was just brilliant. It's one of those books that, like that song, you just go,
I wasn't expecting that.
very simply written. It's not a lot, but it gives you a lot. I'm not making sense today, am I? This book tells the story of 17-year-old Minnow Bly. Minnow, since the age of around 5, has grown up in a cult. This cult is called the Calvin Cult, created by a man. One day he thought God directly talked to him, so he took it upon himself to go to random people and try to gather them together and create his own religion. Minnow's father is like the second leader of it. They were kind of living in a caravan. Life wasn't that good for them. That's why they decided to join this cult. So she's been growing up in it. Minnow has never believed what her leader has to say. She's a bit rebellious. So the whole story really begins with her, being caught by the cops, put in a detention center. Cops trying to get the story out of her of what exactly happened. Minnow is questioned and put as a suspect for setting a fire on her cult. As the story goes on, you get to understand exactly what happened that night and why Minnow as well has no hand. She is a very kind of shifty character. You don't know 100% if she's telling the truth or not, especially with who started the fire. That's the whole big question behind this book. Who started the fire that ruined the cult and this and that and the other? You think it's her, but then you're not like 100% sure if it is, and then if you think it's another character, like it's very shifty. She's not all there, but she's cool. Well, I like her. It gets you in it from the beginning. This whole cult and how the author brought this new religion in, this Calvin religion. It was very interesting. And of course it does keep some things from a usual stereotypical cult, how the women have to be kind of married off to older men. It's very confronting, the things that this girl had to grow up with. I love the character development in this book. Minnow, when she's in the detention center, she has these prison buddies, but they're actually really cool. And she really finds herself and comes out and starts to learn about the world. And it's really interesting because there's this one character, a boy called Jude. He kind of lived near the cult. He's kind of a forest boy and has lived in the forest for his whole life, but doesn't exactly belong to a cult. She would secretly meet with him and this and that was like forbidden by the cult. And at one point, he kind of keeps living in the forest, and at the very end she just realizes, gosh, I don't want a life away from civilization. But how she gets to thinking like that is very well done. If there was a negative in this book, I feel the ending wasn't explained the very best. I didn't exactly know where it was going or what had happened. So that's all the negatives I can give about it. It's a fabulous book. I rate this book 5 out of 5. Make sure that if you see this in bookstores with a very different cover, pick it up and read it. The second book I'm talking about is this book, The Skin of a Monster by Kathryn Barker, and I got given this by Alan and Unwin. So thank you very much for giving me this book to review. I highly appreciate it. Oh, this book was very confusing and very different from what I am used to. I thought this book would be a contemporary to begin with. No, it changed. It's a fantasy, but you just don't think that. So basically what happened in this book, 3 years ago, Alice's identical twin sister took a gun to a school and shot 7 innocent kids. Since then, Alice has had to deal with the fact that now every time someone looks at her, they're gonna compare her to her sister. That is where this book kind of starts. And that's the contemporary side that I thought this book was gonna go down. Then I had to read between the lines. It's a small town and no one can stand to even look at her, right? But when Alice encounters her sister on a deserted highway, bad is just the beginning. Alice soon finds herself trapped in a dangerous new reality. This is where your mind has to take a leap of faith. And this is where the fantasy aspect of this book comes in. Alice slips into a dreamscape where the dreams / nightmares of the town met. 5% is not told in the dreamscape. This is why I didn't enjoy this book as much as I thought I would. It was very confusing for me to read. It deals with a lot of emotional issues and also, you know, survivor guilt. And the more you read it, the more you can kind of understand why the author based it in a dreamscape. Because at the beginning, I was wondering why. It's told in 2 points of views. The chapters are very short. I really enjoyed the insight into the mind of these characters, and even the very ending, like the way it ended was just, it's really concluded just really nicely. I'm not trying to be mean with what I say next because everyone has their own opinions on books. I'm not gonna say this was my most favorite read of the year, and I'm not gonna say that, you know, I sat there really intently like, oh, read every word for word, because I did skim a bit. I can appreciate what the author was trying to do, but for me it just didn't sync well with the way I usually read things or the books I usually read. I can get the concept was there, the plot was there, the idea was there, but it just didn't make sense in my head. And that's okay for me to say because I think everyone would have their opinions on this book. Apart from that, I rate this book, for me, and this is by no means, I am not trying to be mean here. I'm genuinely trying to be like as nice as I can about it because I know some people really love this book. I rate it a 3 out of 5. I would still recommend this book. Like if you see this in bookstores, pick it up and still give it a go because I think majority of people out there will really love this book. I would recommend it to more older readers, probably because they get the dreamscape thing better. I would love to thank both these publishing companies for sending me these books and also Tash for giving me this book, but then, you know, for HarperCollins to actually like want me to review it. I am Miranda. Thank you so much for watching. See ya.